Welcome to another episode of Wait There's More, Get to Skinny with Sue and Kim. This podcast is all about real talk, real experiences, and the real journey behind weight loss, health, and learning how to actually keep it off. I'm Sue, and my co-host is Kim. And together we've spent years navigating the ups and downs, victories and challenges of weight loss, mindset, and lifestyle change. Around here, we believe weight loss is only part of the journey. Each week, we're diving into topics like long-term weight loss success, mindset shifts, gastric surgery journeys, fitness, nutrition, motivation, and everyday struggles that women face when trying to live healthier lives. We are not medical professionals. Everything we share on this podcast comes from our personal experiences, opinions, and the lessons we've learned along the way. Think of this podcast like sitting down with two friends who have been through it, figured some things out, and now are here to share the truth about what it really takes to transform your life and keep the weight off. So go grab your cup of coffee or even your protein shake and let's get real about health, weight loss, and everything in between. Because remember, wait, there's more. Well, we're back.
Welcome back.
Yep. Well, I guess we're sorry about last week. I had my ceiling. I'm back in my office. I'm so excited. Our
good.
studio, the studio. I'll have to send you a picture of it, Kim. But it's looking fabulous now, and hopefully we can get back into studio soon. I know with your schedule, but gosh, today we have a special guest, and we're so excited. Her name is Kimberly Rook. Welcome to Wait There's More, Get the Skinny with Sue and Kim. Kimberly is from Palos Hills, Illinois. Am I saying that right?
Palos Hills, yes.
Okay. She is a mother of two. She has also been a hairstylist for 20 years and owns her own on-site bridal hair and makeup company. That's exciting. I've seen all your pictures on Facebook and they're so beautiful. I wish I lived in your city. That way I'd have my special beautician hairstyle.
Yes.
My hair is really thick, so it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work for someone. When she's not working, she loves to spend time with her family and kids and work out. She had gastric sleeve bypass on October 27th, 2025, and has since then lost 55 pounds and still counting. Welcome, Kimberly.
Thank you so much for having me. I do want to just make a little correction that I had the gastric bypass surgery, which is different from the sleeve. So you're kind of saying them both together in one, but they are two different surgeries.
Yes.
And so yeah, I had the bypass.
Yes. Awesome. Well, thank you for correcting me. I probably just read, I say great. I have a habit of saying gastric sleeve all the time, so that just rolls out of my tongue.
Yeah, you had the sleeve, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
Kimberly, what some of our listeners probably may not know the difference. What was there? Did you have something going on that they chose to do bypass instead?
Yeah, that's a good question, and that's question that I get a lot from people that are maybe interested in having the surgery is like, oh, which one, did you pick and why? The main reason I picked the bypass is because I have had problems with acid reflux in the past. And I was told that if I get the sleeve, that it could possibly be worse after surgery. But if you get the bypass, it pretty much eliminates all acid reflux. So that was the main reason why I wanted to do the bypass. But also, I've just heard of people having to get revision surgeries after having the sleeve done. Like a lot of people had to go back and then get the bypass done. And I just wanted to have one surgery and avoid having two surgeries. So that's another reason why. But yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I mean, and as far as our experience, I mean, I'm glad you found us. I think that's how this all came about, right? You found us online and reached out to Sue.
I
Yeah,
think Sue just like reached out to me. I think she
yes.
saw a post that I made about my weight loss. Um, I did like a before and after photo when I hit 50 pounds and posted that. And I think that's when she reached out to me and told me that she's a coach and that, her story about how she's kept her weight off for so many years. And I just really want to network with people that are in the same boat as me to help me stay motivated for the long haul.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the hard part for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, she listened to our podcast.
Yay.
Yeah. Yes.
That's awesome. Yeah, and I just want to put it out there that, no matter what surgery, I mean, we just want to help anybody on the same journey, just weight loss in general. I have two family members that have had bypass. So I have a little experience with that of just personal experience, no background otherwise than just watching what they went through. Um, I know my mom kept her weight off, and my sister struggled with that regain. And then since lost a bit of it again, but like, that back and forth, it can happen. I mean, you really
Mhm.
can go the wrong way. And I think where this health system failed, specifically my sister, I think, is just kind of what Sue and I started this for, is there's just no aftermath after the surgery type support. So I do feel like if someone was guiding her through that, she might have had a different outcome. I 100% believe mindset is huge. And that is one of our questions. What has been the biggest emotional or mindset change that you've experienced, we'll say, since October?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely it is really all about mindset. I didn't realize how much until after I had surgery and I was on an all liquid diet for, the first 2 weeks, and my family was sitting down and having pizza, and I couldn't even be in the same room as them because I didn't even want to smell the pizza or be near it because that like made it even harder for me. So I like had to kind of isolate myself in the other room and just keep drinking my liquids and my protein shakes. And that's when I first realized like this is going to be very mentally tough. And um my family was very supportive during that time and tried their best not to like eat certain things in front of me, which was helpful. So
Yeah, that's huge. I know, Sue, you have a lot of experience with the support center at your house.
Yes, and that's a huge thing, because I notice a lot of people don't get that support, or people get jealous. Like you'll have friends that get jealous of your journey along the way, and that gets frustrating. But then you just learn to find the right support and like-minded people that have experience. So this is like a good mix right here. I'm 16 years out, Kim is 3, and you are just right in the middle of your first 6 months. And so a lot of women are getting a dose of like, the whole journey and how tough it can be, even 16 years later. So what do you think is the hardest thing for you since the surgery that you didn't expect would be hard?
I think the hardest thing is making sure that I meal prep, making sure that I track every day, like using the Tastic app and
Mhm.
track my not only for calories, but to make sure I'm getting enough protein every day because because you don't feel hungry as often, you tend to like go about your day and not eat as much as you used to. And if you're not getting enough protein, then that could actually hinder your weight loss process and affect other things like hair loss and stuff. So, I think definitely tracking to make sure you're getting 60 to 80 grams of protein every day is crucial, but hard for me because I'm not someone that remembers to track. So then I'm like going back at the end of the day and like being like, what did I eat today? And like tracking everything again. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still find it even now real hard to get that protein number
mm-hmm,
because you get so busy and you just, oh my gosh, I gotta eat, but you're not hungry.
mm-hmm,
So
Yeah. And I
yeah,
think
it,
early on is is the bigger challenge too, because it
yeah.
really is hard to get it down. Either you're sick or just get it down, you're full, or just a mental, seeing this plate of food. I think we've talked about those little tricks with the small plate, helps you with small portions. And then but I think it also helps with the mental too, of not being so overwhelmed.
mm-hmm. Yes.
And there's nobody, that's where this is where you lack like support at the very beginning because you do get frustrated, like I can't eat, and you think the the surgery failed because oh my gosh, I can't, you panic because you're not making your protein every day. And that's expected because your stomach is still it's the tiniest it's ever going to be at that point. So you're not going to be able to eat a whole lot.
Mm-hmm,
And eventually like I think after 6 months it kind of relaxes and then you start to increase your fullness as it goes on. But I think we're at the beginning when people are panicking about making the protein, that's mentally really tough, I believe.
yep. Yeah. Definitely the protein shakes help me because those I can drink as I'm going about my day and take them on the go. So those really just, if I don't have a protein shake every day, then I probably would not meet my protein goal.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, you sound like you're a very busy business owner. So like that just
Yeah.
helps in general too. I was
Hmm.
in the salon industry for 20 years. I know full well what it's like to totally forget to eat,
Yeah.
and even forget to drink water. I feel like water's a lot
Yes.
more acceptable now. Everybody's on these movements of their big Stanley and all that. My son's girlfriend drinks 40-ounce Stanleys a day. I don't know how she does it. Like I do not get that much water.
Yeah.
But with a busy lifestyle, which I think is a big challenge of all of our listeners, is incorporating all this, navigating post weight loss. There's just, it's a lot of work. And, it's not the easy way out. You made a very hard decision, and it is a lot of work, like anything else in our lives. And I think just, you know, um, finding us, and hopefully other people can find this as a resource, that you're not crazy, you did the right thing, and we can help with anything, any questions, because we've been through it.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
what's been the
definitely.
easiest, what was that?
I was gonna say, yeah, definitely the water intake is something I also struggle with, and that's why the tracking helps me. Because if I don't track, I kind of forget how much water I drink. But on those apps, they actually have a spot for water, and you can track your water intake on there too.
How about if your kids come up and steal a sip, and then you're like, hello, I already had 20 ounces written down. I don't know
Yeah.
what
So,
age your kids are, but my 19-year-old son constantly comes in, and one sip for him is the whole glass. I'm like, come on. I knew I had 3 today. Now I got to start over.
no, my kids don't. I don't have that problem. Like my son is a germaphobe, and he doesn't even want to take a sip of my water like I have cooties or something.
Oh, that's funny.
but yet
That's
he'll go
funny.
play outside. He'll play outside for hours with his friends and then come in and want to have a snack. And if I don't tell him to wash his hands, he'll probably just have that snack without washing his hands. And I'm like, you make no sense because you won't take a sip of my water, but you want to eat a snack after you just played outside for 3 hours.
Is such a boy. I get
Yeah.
it.
Oh, gosh. So what has been the easier than expected, thought that you thought wasn't gonna be that easy, but it turns out to be easy?
I think that like I never thought would enjoy working out, but I think I
Mhm.
enjoy it now, partially because now that I've lost 55 pounds, it's not as hard on my joints. It's, you know, before surgery, I definitely was already in pain just from working all day and being on my feet all day and doing hair all day. And the last thing I'd want to do was work out. But now I feel definitely more energy, more drive, and it makes me feel good to work out. And I definitely never thought that would be something that I would want to do on my free time, but it's
Mhm.
definitely really important in my life now.
That's awesome. I
Yeah.
love that
Yeah,
answer
that
because
is.
something that is so hard that you're really putting a lot of effort into turned out to be an easy task, you know?
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, Kim,
Sorry,
did
I'm
you want to ask
reading over the questions.
questions?
I know, I'm
Oh,
trying to
okay.
find a good one. Well, I
Look at,
guess
I'm
too,
itching.
no itching, Sue. Take a Benadryl.
I know.
Um, so I don't want to dig too far into the past. I mean, we're at a good place, we're in a happy place. But kind of what got you to that point? Obviously, like joint pain, fatigue, zero energy. Something got you to this, I have to make a change. Like what was that aha moment for you?
Yeah, I think it was like a couple of years ago. It was probably 2023, I think. I had to have surgery on my left foot because I had a tear in my plantar fascia. And
Oh
I
my
think the
gosh.
tear just happened like over time from just wear and tear, me being on my feet all the time or not
Mhm.
wearing the right proper supportive shoes. Um, and so I did physical therapy for like a year and then was still in pain for a whole year. And then that's when I got an MRI and they found out that it was a tear and that I needed surgery. So then after surgery, I was in a boot for I want to say like at least 3 months.
Mm.
Um and then after that I still had to do physical therapy. So it was like a good 6 months to recover from that surgery. And after that, then the other foot was hurting after that
Mm.
because I was overcompensating and putting all my weight on the other foot. So then I was on the verge of having a stress fracture in my right foot. So, with all my foot problems, long story short, it just also made it very hard for me to work out or even just walk because of the constant foot pain I was dealing with every day. So that led me to gain more weight, of course. And since I couldn't turn to exercise to lose the weight, and then I didn't have like the right mental tools to stick with any diet that I tried, that's when I thought about having the surgery to help me help restrict me with my diet. And then once I lose the weight, because at first the weight just comes off like after surgery. And at first you can't even work out for the first, I think my doctor didn't clear me to work out for 3 months. And that was good because I still was having pain from my plantar fascia, my plantar fasciitis, let's just say. Um, Even though I had the surgery and it fixed the left foot, it still comes back here and there. And I also get it in the other foot as well. So I just
Mm.
basically have really bad problems with my feet. And so I think having the ability to finally lose weight without even having to work out at first, that honeymoon period that they call it, that was awesome because I got to like take so much weight off of my joints so that when I was able to go back to working out, it was so much easier on my body and had way less pain. So yeah, the
Well, that's good. And you
surgery
must have
helped me
had
a
a
lot.
good doctor that, even was willing to bring you into that idea and say, hey, I think this is an option. Because I think just depending on where you live and, what you have as, in the healthcare world around you. Because I do think it's kind of regional, don't you think, Sue? Like where it's
Yeah.
accepted and where it's kind of frowned upon, but it
Yes.
sounds like
Yes.
obviously, someone recognized that that's what you needed. So I'm glad that was even an option because like I said, it's not the easy way. It's
Yeah.
definitely just a tool and
Yes.
we're not going to have all the tools all the time. So you made a good point about the mental tools. I mean, and you're tracking. I'm not even I'm terrible at tracking. So I'm like I'm the bad one going, "Help me." Um because that's challenging in and of itself. I can't even take the time to do that, but we're working on it.
Yeah.
But
I don't
yeah,
track either, and I should. And we didn't have the app back then either.
true.
So,
Mhm.
it was mostly, like, you're supposed to track, but then that's why I didn't do Weight Watchers because I didn't have time to track,
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
but
Yeah,
even
I
today,
find when I don't track, like I'll start to stall and, you know, wonder why I'm not losing weight. And then I go back to tracking and I'm like, oh, this is why I'm not losing weight because I'm not getting enough protein, I'm not getting enough water, or I'm eating too many carbs for the day, like things like that. Um, but yeah, fortunately, the surgery was covered for me on my insurance. You have to have qualifying factors. You can't just be overweight. You have to have other ailments too. And I had also had high blood pressure, which I was on medication for, and sleep apnea, which I was being treated for as well. So those two things plus my BMI qualified me to have the surgery covered as long as I went through their 6 month program and did all the tests and doctor's visits that they required, then it was covered.
Yeah.
wow, that's awesome.
Mm.
Have them document too, the extra skin so you can get that covered medically as well as you're
Mhm.
going on your journey. For rashes and odor and rubbing and all that. Because a lot of insurance companies still consider it cosmetic surgery, which is beyond my wildest dreams, that they would even consider after such a significant weight loss that as being cosmetic.
Yeah, I do
Yeah.
think it should be automatic. Like they've already
Yeah.
approved it. You went through all of this 6 month, year-long process, what have you. And how did they not know all along that the possibility of that much weight loss, like a whole
Yeah.
person's going to need removed in skin, it's like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And that's another
Oh,
reason why we do this. I think we're hoping that someday those types of things will change because we're talking about it and there'll be enough people in on it that say, this has got to change.
yeah. Hey, I'm going to have a weight loss surgery so I can get, new boobs. Who knew?
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
anybody's thinking that. I mean, whoever
I know.
whoever
I know.
made that assumption, like in the healthcare world, you're sadly
Yeah.
mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Kimberly, what is one non scale victory that you're really proud of so far?
Well, I'm definitely proud to say that I'm off my blood pressure medication. I don't have to take that anymore.
That's
Um,
great.
yeah, that happened really quickly, probably like maybe 2 months after surgery. I saw my doctor and I was already, my blood pressure was actually low. So, yeah, she didn't want me taking it anymore because that would have lowered it more, which would have been dangerous for me. So,
Yeah,
um, yeah, that was like a big win early on. And then another win is just, I went down like 2 sizes in clothing, and that's fun because now I can share clothes with my mom and sister who are the same size.
that's awesome.
That is awesome. And those are great victories. My first non-scale victory was my stomach didn't touch the steering wheel of the car anymore when I got in.
Mhm.
So that was yay for me.
Yeah.
Back then.
Yeah, I remember the first time I was like, oh my God, I could see my feet again when I looked down in the shower.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know,
Yeah.
it's so funny. Like, I get it. These are awesome wins, and nobody thinks about that, like just
Yeah.
Mhm.
how it feels to sit in a car, an airplane. I remember when my sister lost her, she had almost made it to her goal weight, and just flying was just, that mental, like, oh my gosh, people are going to look at me because I'm, falling out of the seat. I can't put the armrest down, like those types of things, are
Mhm.
very mentally painful. And, the rest of the world just isn't thinking about that, or taking for granted that that's just not, fitting in behind your steering wheel was never an issue for them. Or,
Yeah.
there's just so many things to weight loss and weight gain, just any type of um, food, issues that, the rest of the world just doesn't really think about.
Yeah, 100%. I have always had to call the flight attendant over and embarrassingly like whisper to her that I need a seatbelt extender. And it was always, embarrassing. And um, I haven't been on a plane since my surgery, but I will be going on a plane in about a month in May. So that will be the test to see if I don't need a seatbelt extender. I don't think I will, but I'll keep you
Oh,
guys
I
up.
want to know. I want to know.
Yeah, you'll
Yeah.
have to
I
tell
know
us.
you're not going to need one.
Yeah. I know. It's hard to believe. It's like you still feel like you're the same person sometimes, like, but there's definitely a lot of changes, especially when you look at pictures and look at when I look at my before pictures, I'm like, wow, like can really see a difference.
Yeah. So, last question. For the women listening, our listeners, who are considering gastric sleeve or gastric surgery, what would you want them to know before making that decision?
Yeah, I think that they should definitely know that this is not going to just be a miracle surgery that you're going to just have all the weight fall off. Don't get me wrong, it falls off the first couple months, but after that, your body just adjusts to having a smaller stomach and eating smaller portions. And once you're cleared to work out, you definitely need to work out and move and stay active, even if it's just walking, to keep seeing the scale go down. And then also definitely high protein, low carb. It's a lifestyle change. It's not just um, a diet that you're doing for short term. When you choose to have surgery, you have to make a lifestyle change. Otherwise, you could definitely regain all the weight that you lost back, or stretch
Yeah,
your stomach, stretch your pouch back out.
yeah,
That's
that's great advice, because again, that's what we feel people aren't getting more times than not. Um, I think one big eye opener from Sue was just the explanation of this is major surgery. Your body needs time to recover from that. And what I didn't understand is that I was still healing in that first couple months. It just didn't even dawn on me that I was probably swollen, that things weren't settled into place yet. And then the stall will come, it happens to everybody. And I don't think I was expecting that either. I just wish I had a little more, um, information put out there, warning, this is going to happen. Don't be afraid of it. Just embrace it and move on. Once I kind of got over that mentally, then I was able to, and the working out, strength training was huge for me, just building that muscle, but you can't do that without eating protein. So it's just,
Mhm.
that warning is so true to everybody. Just know that there's some work involved. This isn't the miracle tool, but it is a tool that we can use effectively, with the right people around us and the right mindset.
Yeah, I really loved your mindset when it came to your stall. Like you knew exactly what the issues were and you went back to it and self-corrected it and didn't panic. So yeah, that's you. I already see like you have such a strong mindset of how you want to be successful on your journey. And we appreciate you coming on and sharing your story. And we would love to have you back on giving us updates every once in a while on how you're doing.
I would love
Yes.
to do that. That would be great for
Yes,
me
because
too.
I think our listeners would love to follow your journey as well.
Yeah, for sure.
That means a lot. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. And
Yeah.
I want to know when you fly on that plane. I
I
gotta have
know.
you. We have to have you back on so you can give us an update on that.
Yep, I
I'm
definitely.
gonna put it in my notes for the next time. But I'll already know the answer because I'm gonna make you tell me.
I can't wait to give you that update.
All
Yeah, well,
right,
thank you,
ladies.
Kimberly. Thanks for
Yes,
listening,
thank
everyone.
you.
Thank you
Yes.
so much.
And we'll have you back for sure.
Thank you. And I'll be listening to future podcasts because I need motivation. I need to keep the motivation. We all need to keep motivating each other.
All right.
Absolutely.
We'll give you a shout out.
Thank you. All
All
right. Thank you
right. Well,
guys.
as always, wait, there's more.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Up another episode of Wait, There's More. If you enjoyed today's conversation, make sure you subscribe, follow, and share this episode with someone who could use a little motivation on their health journey. And don't forget to connect with us on social media where we share tips and encouragement from our own journeys. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube by just searching Wait, There's More, Getting Skinny with Sue and Kim. Remember, your transformation is about more than just the number on the scale, because wait, there's more. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time on Wait, There's More, Get the Skinny with Sue and Kim.